Good morning, seniors. It is Monday, the 27th of April, and it's time to start on the capstone. All right? The capstone is the rest of your high school English grade. I have modified it. This is a terrible idea, but I'm going to try it. You'll notice on our class website, there's a whole capstone project tab, okay? Looks like that, right? And if you scroll down, you see all that stuff. Ooh, boy. Yeah, we're not doing all that because we're not in class, okay? That's just not gonna happen. So what I did is I took that and I chopped it up, diced it up, sliced it up, squashed it a little bit, sauteed it. And then I made sort of a fricassee, if you will, over on the COVID-19 page, okay? So if you scroll all the way to the bottom there, you'll see week of the 27th, all right? Boy, that glare is something else. So you go down to the week of the 27th and you'll see it. It just talks about what the capstone is, and that's what I want to talk about now. All right, it's a very short little message today. The idea of the capstone, the way it originated, was we had heard in teacher meetings, and we had read and heard in professional development that businesses and colleges wanted you guys to be able to work independently on activities of research, but also they also wanted to stress that you guys needed to work in groups and teams. And group work did not mean we all making a map together and coloring it, okay? It meant research, it meant presentation, it meant tackling issues, okay? Real life problems, okay? And they wanted us to simulate that as best we could in a classroom. Well, the English teachers decided to come up with the capstone project, and basically it is your final research project. All the senior teachers do it, and we all do it just a little bit differently, and it all goes back to how our class is designed around its subject matter. So classical lit's capstone is a little bit different than futuristic lit, which is different than war in the West, and so on and so forth. So futuristic lit is about, as we've said all year long, your future as a human being on this planet and as an American. And so you'll see when you scroll down here, again, I apologize for the glare, but as you'll see as you scroll down, and it's not working, because if it was working, I would see it. Yeah, as you see as you scroll down, that was a disaster. There are a total of 18 topics, okay? They're all supposed to be paired up with books. Obviously, we don't have time to read a book and do the research because we've gotten our semester cut into. So all I want you to do is pick a topic. I don't care which one you do. You can do it solo, which is fine. But if there's somebody in the class that you want to work with, okay, you can do that. You can work with someone. Obviously, it was going to be remotely. One of the reasons why they wanted the capstone, or businesses and such wanted the capstone, is they wanted you guys to be able to communicate with one another, teamwork, distribution of work, and not letting your teammates down. With remote learning, we've gotten really good at coordinating things, so it's totally possible to do, but I'm not going to make anybody do it. You can get into groups of 2 or even 3, I don't care. You just need to let me know. All of the topics that you can research here, right? I'm not going to go over all of them. I came up with them over the last 10 years because they are actual issues that your generation and some of mine are going to have to deal with, but definitely your generation. And it's stuff of the 21st century. There are issues that are not solvable. In fact, last year and the year before, one of the research topics that you had to do or could do was a 21st century feared pandemic that the CDC worried could strike the United States. Interesting, right? The reason why I put that on there is not because I was afraid of a pandemic, because I read about scientists were fearing pandemics, okay? National Geographic and Time Magazine read them years ago. That was a worry. So we actually had a book that you could read that had it. That's how Earth Abides came to us. It was originally a capstone book that you could read, and then you could research pandemics. It seemed futuristic, okay? But it's been around. We have been doing it for 5 to 10 years, okay? And we've been doing the capstone for quite a while, at least 5, 6 years, so that long. So now it's here, and we're dealing with it. Now, all of the other things on here are issues that are topical and come up in the news. It's in National Geographic, it's in Time Magazine, it's on Frontline, it's on NPR, it's on all news networks. It ranges from food supply to the overpopulation of the planet to how we plan on getting to Mars and why we're going to Mars, and demographics in the United States, immigration, healthcare. And I had a book, a science fiction book, for every one of these that you could read, okay? Again, we don't have time for the books. I want you this week, okay, to do a couple things here. One, you need to watch the YouTube videos, okay? I'm going to put out a bunch of them that'll be 15 minutes or so, and they'll be labeled, and you'll be able to go back and forth to them to get the lesson when you need it. So I'll label the lessons. And I'm going to put them all on there. You need to pick the research project you want to do. Again, I don't care which one it is. Pick something that you find interesting. There's global warming. There's the sex slave trade of the 21st century. There's, again, immigration, demographics, the incarceration rate of America. One of the books you could read for that was the one that I wrote, because it was on incarceration in penal colonies. There's nuclear energy, medical breakthroughs that could extend our life expectancy. That came through Flowers for Algernon. So there's just interplanetary exploration, the green revolution, anything that you find interesting at all, okay? There's 18 topics here. And there's a 19th. If you come up with one and you think, hey, there's something that's on my mind, as long as it's about the future and something that is coming or must be dealt with by humanity or America, I'm game with it, all right? Because that is what you in your future are going to have to deal with as a voter, as a citizen of this country, knowing your civic duty, Starship Troopers, and knowing what, as a human being on the planet Earth, the obstacles that we must encounter and overcome, okay, as a species, all right, and our survival. Starship Troopers, okay? Earth Abides. So here, I know we just finished Earth Abides. I don't want you to think that you are Isherwood at the end of the book, because that would mean giving up and not doing what you're supposed to do the last month of school. Isherwood at the beginning of the book. Pretend little Joey's right there by you, and you and Joey are going to save the world, okay? That's what I want you to do today, right? Monday. Go through here, okay? Figure out what you want to do. Think about what you want to do, okay? It's not hard, all right, in that regard, okay? When you look at it's the last grade that you have, and when you look at it, you're ultimately going to make a PowerPoint or Google Slides. You can make a YouTube video if you want it, or Prezi presentation. I don't care which one it is. You just must present it, okay? Because in college, you're going to college, you're going to be presenting. If you go to any kind of work in the business world. You're going to be at meetings where you're sitting, listening to people present to you problems, issues, circumstances with whatever job you're doing. Knowing what a good presentation is versus what a bad presentation is, knowing how to put one together is very handy. The chances of you putting one of these on and standing in front of people in your future, not for school, for work, are pretty good, okay? It's just the way our economy works, okay? So this is a good little way to test the waters, if you will. This is common practice at the university. You write essays, you do research, you conduct seminars, you present things, okay? It's not a lot of sitting around and having the teacher tell you to put your phone away. That's not college. So when you look down there, nothing real bad. You're going to make a main page on your presentation. You're going to have a biography page about yourself. Again, easy stuff. It's on slides. You can't screw that up. I'm going to give a video, or I'm going to do my best on how to use Digo. Something I thought would be easier. If this turns out to be a disaster, I'll make some modifications. I'm pretty sure we used Digo earlier in the school year to set up for this. At least I hope we did. I thought we did. Seems so long ago. But anyway, the idea is that you put all of your resources in a document. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. What we'll do is we'll just put the links into the bottom onto a page that you're going to share with me. Either way, we'll figure it out. I'll try to make that presentation soon. The other thing is you're going to put all your research together on your pages, your slides, your Prezi, whatever. That's, you know, that makes sense. That's the research part. Presentation, if you send it, you get it. Okay, I'm not making you do any presentations. Too difficult, too much stress, and going down the stretch here. The last thing that's really important that you do right is the bibliography, okay? We've been working on bibliographies all year long. In college, when you do a paper, they'll tell you 5 to 7 sources. Sometimes you can have up to 15 to 20. One of the things that I'm going to teach you about sources is, you know, you might have 20 sources. You may have went out and read 20 articles or watched reading 20 articles or getting, you know, with news stories or watching a frontline documentary or whatever. All that stuff. It may only come down, you may only use, say, 10 of those. But you read or watched or absorbed 20 different things. You can include all that. All that was part of your research, but you're actually quoting these 10 here, okay? So you don't discount that. So I'm going to have you guys do broad research in the sense of I want you looking for, if we were in class, it would be 15. I cut it down to 9. That's 9 articles. One of the things I definitely want you to use Time Magazine for at least, I think it's 2, or National Geographic, okay? Yeah, National Geographic or Time Magazine must be at least 2 of the sources, okay? We'll work on what it means to have a good source, not just you type in it in Google or Yahoo and click the first one and then off you go. Might not be a good source. We worked on sources and what is a good source all year long, okay? The reason we did that is so when you moved on in life, you could determine on your own what was a good source, whether you could trust it or rely on it. You're on your own now, okay? I'm not there to hold your hand on this, but I'm going to, again, experiment in the upcoming days. What I want to do is make videos about each one of these things, and then when you don't remember, oh, I forgot how to do the Digo, you can pop on, watch the video again. I don't want any of the videos to be long, 10 to 15 minutes. I don't want to put them all in one, right? I want you to be able to segment them and use them, okay? And pick them out and go, I need bibliography lesson. It's going to be tough for me to do some of it because I don't have the technological savvy in order to be able to show you a split screen with something, but I'm going to do my best with this. So that's your goal today, okay? Go through the topics, find a topic, okay? Get on and see if you have a Digo account, and I'm going to start posting some videos, and then we'll start setting up everything, all right? And with that, I will be coming back to you sooner than later, all right? Home stretch, people. You guys that have turned everything in from Earth Abides, your grade reflects it 100%, okay? And if you do this, you're going to finish the fourth quarter with a big fat 100%, okay? Raise that GPA up. I'll talk to you soon. Have a good one.